Is it true that you took inspiration from Prince and his Super Bowl halftime show when shaping Victor's character?
Well, yes. For some of there was a particular scene when he kind of comes into the tower for the first time and he's looking around. I found a video of Prince. It was actually at the Special Olympics where he was going to perform, and I see him walk up with his little high-heeled shoes and his hands are behind his back. And I was like, oh, I like that. So I used some of those things.
That's fascinating. Yeah. I recognized a lot of Catholic motifs in this film.
I'm telling you mine.
How did your upbringing shape that imagery in Frankenstein?
To me, he became the Messiah. I thought, why did God send Jesus to be crucified? To find out about pain and death. So we made it about the learning of pain. Mainly is another of the Catholic things that you learn as a kid, which is forgiveness.
The art of forgiveness is complicated in Latino households.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yes, yes.
I am sorry.
La chancla.
La chancla instead of I'm sorry. It's complicated. And what do you hope audiences take away from the themes of forgiveness in The Creature and Victor's story?
Yeah.
The whole story becomes a story of, I think about it's alive, right? The iconic, phrase, line, it's alive. But the fact that the whole movie is a meditation on what it is to be alive and how he finally becomes forgiven into existence and forgives himself into existence, and he can finally become alive for the first time once he lets go of all of this pain that's generational.
Guillermo, you've been outspoken about being an immigrant in this country, and you famously said art can erase lines in the sand. And Frankenstein, with its themes of creation and otherness, how does your experience inform the story you want people to take away here?
Well, to me, it's just about, can we see each other as being part of the same thing? I think it's a lesson for me, or an interesting proposition to the world as we are right now. Can we recognize that there is no they, there is nothing but us, And I think the movie presents that parable in a very moving way, relatable emotionally, which is sometimes the beginning of thought is emotion.
Mia, you're one of today's favorite Scream Queens. How did your upbringing in Brazil and cultural roots shape your love for bringing life to characters like Elizabeth?
I grew up in Brazil with my grandma, and my grandma is an actress in Brazil. And some of my earliest memories are of me being on set with her and watching her, make movies and TV shows and theater, and always being so in awe of her and thinking, I want to do that.
And what drew you to playing the role of Elizabeth in this version of the film?
What drew me to the role of Elizabeth? I mean, Guillermo del Toro drew me to the role of Elizabeth. I would have done absolutely anything to have worked with him. I'm such a fan of his.
Is it true that you were shadowing him during your days off?
Yeah. I mean, I was such a huge fan of his. I wanted to be around him all the time, even when I wasn't working. And so he said, "Come over, and you can sit next to me and see how I work." And I did that, and it was incredible. I mean, I was really right there for days, and I would see how he would talk to his cinematographer and how he would direct the camera, and it really opened my eyes to what that is, and to kind of get a peek as to, what happens on the other side of the camera.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Familia Mitú. Be sure to watch Frankenstein in select theaters October 17th and streaming on Netflix November 7th.